With Iraq such a mess, there is growing talk among some in Washington of partitioning the country, a Shiite state in the south, Sunnis in the middle, and a Kurdish state in the north. There are some 30 million Kurds living mostly in Turkey, Syria, Iran, and Iraq. And in Iraq, they've created a stable, prosperous area in the three northern provinces where they now have self-rule. So far, the Kurdish dream for outright independence is kept in check, mostly because of Turkey. Turkey has repeatedly threatened Iraqi Kurds against declaring independence, worried that Turkey's Kurds would want the same thing. The Bush administration is also against Kurdish independence, fearing that it would unravel the colonially drawn borders all over the Middle East. But like it or not, the Kurds are increasingly going their own way. I recently spent a week traveling around Iraqi Kurdistan. My report tonight is from the city of Suleimani. Traffic police and drivers who follow the rules. Women able to stroll through well-stocked markets. Billions in international investment and a red-hot real estate market. This is Iraqi Kurdistan. A couple hundred miles from Baghdad, but a world away.
There's a lot of differences. A lot of difference between the southern Iraq and northern Iraq.
Just ask these American troops who pulled into a supermarket to buy Pringles.
They take more pride in their security and taking care of their own people.
Security, thanks in large part to the USA, but also to the Kurds' own autonomous government and its militia, the Peshmerga. Kurds who for years endured Saddam's persecution, even poison gas attacks, are enjoying a renaissance. Now, looming over all of this is the I word, independence. One that the Iraqi Kurdish leadership dares not say in public, but what the Kurdish people repeated to me time and time again. Do you want Kurdistan to be its own country?
Yeah, I want. Every Kurdish people, every young Kurdish people want that.
Talk of secession is tangibly represented a couple of ways. Most noticeably, the Kurds have their own flag. The flag of Iraq is not welcome here because Kurds equate it to Saddam Hussein. Also, when we flew into the country, they stamped our passport reading Republic of Iraq, Kurdistan region.
Kurdistan is part of Iraq, but for all intents and purposes, it might as well be a different country.
Harry Shute was the operational commander for U.S. troops in the north when the war started in 2003. Now retired, he consults for the Kurdish regional government.
The man in the street? Certainly, they want their own country. If you were to ask someone from the leadership what their personal opinion is, they'll tell you the same thing. But I think they all understand, pragmatically, that it's not a feasible thing to do at this point in time, and that in their interest for right now, that it is preferred for them to stay part of Iraq.
But for how much longer? And especially if the rest of Iraq remains in such turmoil. Since 1991, Kurds have been able to study in Kurdish, so now most younger Kurds can't speak Arabic. Fact is, generation after generation, Kurds are becoming less Iraqi.
With each of them, but they can.
And they're blunt about what's happening in the rest of the country. Do any of you care that there's a war going on in southern Iraq?
No, I don't care.
You don't care?
No, because there was persecution in Kurdistan 15 years ago, and no Arab cared.
In a way, Kurds are a victim of their own success. Arabs from other parts of Iraq have come here precisely because it's safe. Housing prices have skyrocketed. A house rents for around $500 a month, and the average Kurd makes less than half that a month. Food is getting more expensive. And this great irony, because of gas shortages, the Kurds have to import fuel from Iran and Turkey. In this land where oil is plentiful, most Kurds don't buy their gasoline from gas stations. They buy it in canisters like these from roadside stands. Vian Sharif moved back to Kurdistan after spending 20 years in Baghdad.
Within economic issues, we need some support.
She's concerned less with independence.
We have to face Turkey, first of all.
Than building a safe, stable life for her son.
People need increasing their salary, getting them good life, better job, need to get houses to live, away from struggling. At least if I lost too many things in my life, my son can get it.
Spoken like a mother.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Mother for one son.
Now, there are two factors that could negatively impact the Kurds of Iraq. First, the PKK, which is a Kurdish rebel group that launches attacks against Turkey, often from bases from inside Iraqi Kurdistan. And then there is Kirkuk. The city of Kirkuk and its large oil reserves is outside the Kurdish-controlled area. Kirkuk is a mixed city with Kurds, Arabs, and ethnic Turks. And there is a potential for real violence when sometime next year the people of Kirkuk vote on whether to join the Kurdish-controlled area.